The most brain-dead barbarian. There it is, guys. Whirlwind Barb. Dude, that guy's a little dizzy. Dude, it's doing a Torment 4 boss on the Whirlwind Barb, guys. Can you believe it? This is the stuff.
This is the spin to win Barb build. Is it the strongest build? Nope, definitely not. Is it fun? Hell yeah, it is.
Spin to win is always fun, guys.
I'm doing all my farming on my Barb now, despite having a decked-out Cringeborn. And is it brain dead? Oh, you know it. It's by far the most brain dead build in the game.
You just hold down right click. That's the barbarian.
Absolutely perfect for the one brain cell dad gamers that just want to hold down one button and
that
kill
might be
everything
you, my friend. Or me.
With pretty dog shit gear, it still manages to speed farm T4 content. And while I do not promote pushing the pit with this...
Not T4, not promoting the pits, guys. On pits, it's
build, there are indeed a few gigachads that brought the build into tier 100s with success. So the
Pit 100? Is this real?
possibilities are there for sure. Assuming you get the massive thumb out of your ass and start farming. Personally, I still have room to quadruple my damage, but I'm all out of those fucking iron chunks, man.
Look at the butcher, man.
All right, enough complaining. Let's talk about how this build works, shall we?
No iron chunks, man. Oh, on Spiritborn is rawhide problem. But we have a few now. And maybe, guys, in the mid-season patch, the campfire is going to be in a few days. They might buff it.
Because there are some cool techs making it work. For starters, most of our titty twisters are actually spawning from earthquakes.
Not the
which is not only pretty damn cool, but also a
guys,
lovely
I love Barra Gaming. Check out his video and his channel, man. He's great.
Quality of life. With the combined backtech combo, we are busting out earthquakes whenever we travel around the map. Combine this with a
Earthquake Twister, man. I really hope they buff it mid-season patch so we can finally play a spin to win build and have some fun. Like right now, you can spin, but man, you can't win anything. Like, you can maybe win the sympathy of some Spiritborns that might help boost you. But you're really not winning when you're spinning on a Barbarian this season.
a buttload of movement speed,
which is sad.
And you're dropping them all over the place. The other ways of spawning dust devils are via the devilish and fierce winds aspects. The latter is simple. Start shouting and you'll fart out a bunch of twisters. But the former is a bit more interesting, because by grabbing some fury on kill along with generating fury via our whirlwind and stacking a shit ton of resource generation,
that's right,
we in turn spawn a gazillion tornadoes all over the place.
Yeah, but you see the problem? They kept most of these aspects.
Makes the build great.
Especially when he's spinning. You notice that he's spawning way less Twisters than we used to, because they did nerf the Whirlwind Barb, despite not even being one of the top builds. They did nerf the Whirlwind aspect, and they also did nerf the Tyrell Smite Whirlwind spam to not work anymore.
Speed farming. You can just fly through enemies,
they
drop a few
earthquakes
twisters and spawn tornadoes as you're holding down your whirlwind button. When it comes to the skills, we have a few interesting options here. The shouts, well, you know what those are for. Rupture, though, is
always go with shouts, man.
It's a bit odd. Why are we using that? Well, shit. Due to the guaranteed overpower granting us several damage bonuses from the skill tree and paragons. It also grants us attack speed, which in turn makes us generate more fury, and it has a 100% lucky hit with enough lucky hit chance. Meaning it is easy to combine it with Rage of Harrogath, for example, to instantly reset our cooldowns. So in short, it's basically...
I mean, that's a pretty cool combination. Rage of Harrogath plus Rupture gives you quite some stuff, but it's very annoying because you stop spinning and then you can't really win anyways because you're not spinning even. So you're not winning and you're not spinning. And then we come back to this image. They took our builds.
Big Dam and cooldown reduction we use it for.
God damn it.
For the other skills, we first have Wrath of the Berserker. This one is perfect for this build,
Excuse me?
both granting us a humongous damage bonus,
Dude, that was
along
so
with
loud.
granting us both movement speed and fury generation. So basically, everything we need. We then combine
In
this
the
with
video.
Ground Stomp to instantly reset its cooldown, while at the same time generating additional earthquakes via the earthquake aspect. It's just that simple,
Come
my
on, Rob.
friends. All right, so that's the basics. Let's see what gear and aspects you're looking for now. But first, let's have a word.
Guys, I'll at some point, I'll make Whirlwind Barb, and we'll make all this. It's just gonna be a few more days, my friends. I'm hoping that we're gonna get some love mid-season. Like, I will play Whirlwind Barb, and I know that many of you have been asking me to upgrade those builds. But man, we're having so much fun on the Spiritborn. I mean, like, look at these builds we're playing. Like, the Spiritborn is just so much fun, and on Barb, everything is nerfed, and everything is looking like, I mean, the sound effect that just happened. And I'm just not feeling it yet, but we get mid-season, the campfire chat's coming, and hopefully we're gonna get some good changes here.
See what gear and aspects you're looking for now. But first, let's have a word from my lovely friends. Wartune Ultra, building on the huge success of the Wartune IP, it's now launching on mobile as well after 12 years. You boomers may
Let's
have played
go.
this game before, and if you have not, then it's a strategy fantasy RPG based on European culture, such as mythology and slapping
Gaming
demons
is
in the
long
face.
in.
And it's the same devs that worked on the original Wartune
Look, he's playing Giga Milliguy.
games. It plays similar to that of the old Heroes of Might and Magic games, with the difference of being 3D and having city building, which funnily enough was the first games I ever played
That's
on a
right.
PC. Trip down nostalgia lane, anyone? Truly a work of art. Other than being an excellent laid-back game, it also has a bunch of social features.
Let's go.
Guilds, PvP, mounts, you name it, the game has it.
That mount.
And for the European GigaChads, the game has just now launched on October 24th, harvesting upwards of 1 million gamers pre-registering
They Giga Chats, man.
for the game, so the hype is definitely there. In combination with this, there will also be events that you can join in on being able to
a
win
panda.
prizes for upwards of 20k. Either way, I can recommend scanning that QR. Let me
Ka-ching.
check. Yep, right about now to start gaming. Hook me up, and we can blast together.
Paragaming, guys.
There are some simple stat priorities that you should be aware of before
I love how
slapping
he has like gray hair on his character.
the build together. For starters, movement
Hey
speed
guys, if you really want to try this out, and it looks like he's playing Fists of Fate plus Ramalala Ding Dong.
is your best friend. If you want this build to feel damn good as you're playing it, then you want to grab a GA movement speed on your sneakers and masterwork that shit like crazy. Because Whirlwind
62 movement speed on one item. That's pretty good.
makes you slow as fuck, and we want to offset that with a bunch of movement speed. Secondly, 100%
I think I would always just still go with Churriel Smite. It's just so good with the movement speed and everything.
crit chance, because crit chance equals big damn equals big dick.
Yeah.
Third,
Can't argue with
a
that.
bunch of maximum fury. This is due to us rocking the Ramaladni, and this season, it's easier than ever to stack up a bunch of max fury for this one. Next,
No,
you
like
want to
300
solve
plus.
your resistances in a way that does not utilize Rakanoth's Wake or Yen's Blessing. These
Churriel?
items are a substantial damage loss, not only because you're missing out on an aspect, but also due to not being able to get a second Dust Devil-sized temper, which boosts your damage via the Fierce Winds
Definitely want to have
aspect.
max on this.
If I had a decent pair of boots, then I would instantly gain 50% more damage, which sucks ass. And finally, chance to cast
Yeah, I'd love to see the tier that he's doing here on the left. Like, I've seen a Whirlwind Barbarian struggling. And I mean, like, having a 5-minute boss fight in Pit 100.
Dust Devils twice and damage while berserking on your weapons. You're looking for 100%
Guys,
chance.
we are hoping for some mid-season patch love, and then we'll try spin to win. Right now, there ain't no way, man.
Here,
Like, look at this.
which
This
I
is
don't
probably
have
like pit 80.
He basically makes me lack an additional 20% damage and 300% damage
Let me
while
know what you think,
berserking.
what tier this is.
Get all of this, and you're on your way to an insanely good build. All right, let's start checking out the gear. We have the ugly bastard helm, which is actually stronger than the Heir of Perdition.
So this helm is pretty good. Like, this is like one of the few buffs we got. It's now an 80 multiplier on the ugliest bastard. So then your Whirlwind is gonna deal fire damage.
As long as you have a good amount of movement speed. This is due to the massive damage bonus, the cooldown to Wrath of the Berserker, and perhaps more importantly, a huge multiplier to your resource generation via Prolific Fury.
Guys, the Whirlwind Barbarian is so strong. This on the left side is not a pit. It's a T4 nightmare. No, a T3 nightmare dungeon.
So you definitely want to masterwork that shit. Next, we have the chest. The Rage of Harrogath is just fucking bonkers here, as it's our only way of resetting our cooldowns.
I don't know about all this, man.
It's also lucky hit based, meaning the more lucky hit chance you get, the easier it is to reset your
I would love this
cooldowns.
build to be good, man.
This also makes the Titty Feisters insanely strong. Not sure if the stupid-ass AI butchered the pronunciation of those. In that case, fuck you, Mr. Robot Guy. In any way, you want to prio the damage followed by lucky hit chance and crit chance here. Next up are the Pantaloonies. Thibault's Will are exceptional for damage, but makes it difficult to keep up berserking and all that good stuff, so we're not using those. Instead, we grab Relentless Berserker here and temper a bunch of Dust Devil size. For the sneakers, having either these or Yen's Blessing is a quick fix for resistances, but as I previously said, it's a substantial DPS loss.
No dig.
And we want that DPS, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I hit the triple masterwork first try, so doubt I'll swap them out LMAO. Then we get to the interesting stuff. I did a massive mistake here that you definitely don't want to do. Do you see it? No? Well, look closer. I'm using double swords, meaning we can't use Wallop, which is yet another DPS loss. And the reason I'm still using this sword is simple. Yeah, screw this.
So he has Wallop in the skill tree and no mace. Problems. And then on the Barbarian, guys, I had this as well. So I had like a massive rawhide shortage. And then I logged on the Barbarian and I tried to masterwork the weapon. And you think it's bad on Spiritborn. But then you realize the Barbarian has 10 million times less damage. And you need to masterwork not 1, not 2, not even 3. You have to masterwork 4 weapons. So you can kiss your iron chunks goodbye. 3 times or 4 times more expensive than on the Spiritborn. Like you need your Rod of Kek W or your Redirected Force. You masterwork it, you're done. On the Barbarian, you have to do this fucking 4 times. It's crazy.
What you want is a one-handed mace here, and then you'll set Whirlwind.
Yeah, okay, some Spiritborns can also masterwork their items 54 times. But on a Barbarian, you can do this without using exploits, because you're using 4 mutant hands.
To dual wield, and you'll get the Wallop bonus along with the Ramaladni bonus. The same goes for Rupture as well. You want to set this to dual wield, which is because it makes the animation quicker. Other than that, though, go for the Earthquake aspect and the Devilish aspect.
And yeah, you masterwork this, 4 weapons, and then maybe you can do pit 80, guys.
Getting the Dust Devils to 100%. You'll then grab Ramaladni, where you would ideally get a GA and masterwork the maximum Fury, and then do the same with the 2-handed sword. The Granddaddy is badass, but not necessary. You'll find a no Uber option in the planner. We then go for Lokran's Talisman. This is the best in slot item until you can obtain a double or triple GA amulet with strength, max resource, and counter-offensive. But that shit...
I mean, this is like a pretty decent amulet in overall. I remember we playing it on the PTR a lot when Barbarian still was, somewhat strong.
It's expensive as hell, So just buy one with a GA on max essence.
By the way, the top barbarian builds, they're all abusing like 4 different snapshot mechanics, a passive bug, and various other like really weird behaviors. And even if you do all of this, guys, you're still dealing about like 1,000,000 times less damage than a Spiritborn.
This costs 50 million gold, perhaps more if this video pops off LOL. And finally, the rings. Starless is just goated as fuck for the damage bonus and crit.
That's right, man. Starless Sky is by far the best ring for any spin to lose enjoyers out there.
Chance. And on the other ring, you'll go for the fierce wins aspect for big hecking dam. Well, damn friends, gear and aspects are now done. Let's see what weapon arsenal we're rocking here. Oh, what a surprise. 2-handed axe, just as in the previous 5 fucking seasons. Truly some great balance going on here.
Yep.
And for the mercenaries, I'm rocking Subo simply due to his wall hack and 25% damage bonus being godly. For reinforcement, Variana is the combining both Fury Generation and Bleed.
And then skill tree looks like pretty normal with Ground Stomp. I like the Ground Stomp Earthquake tech, so while you're spinning, you spawn Earthquakes with the tech rune.
Absolutely lovely.
Probably as a planner.
We also have a bit of Vulnerable here in Warpath, which is one of the reasons we want to overpower. We then pick up a few passives for damage and bleeds, which are needed in the Paragons.
Should we try this build next days, guys? Like maybe even before the mid-season patch. Maybe we'll just play some good old spin to win Barb one day.
Stomp.
Because all we know, man, weapon throw, mighty throw sucks.
Grants a
so many snapshots, so many bugs, still weak.
Buttload of fury for the devilish aspect, and it also resets our Wrath of the Berserker with ease. And we can't forget Rallying Cry either, for a massive amount of fury generation.
Always go for all the war cries.
In the brawling skills, we grab War Cry, which along with Thick Skin and a legendary node in the Paragons, is how we...
I've tried the Barrier, I got clinical depression, and I went back to Spiritborn. Yeah, man, I've been there. I tried the Mighty Throw, and I mean, hated is a strong word, but I didn't like it at all, man. It's like 4 different snapshots, super clunky, passive bug, and even then, you're not even a fly on the wall compared to a Spiritborn whale.
Soul Fortify. And a buttload of Big Dam, of course.
I mean, this is not something that's hard to understand, guys. People, if they invest time, a lot of time, they like to be somewhat rewarded or feel good about it. It's a video game. It's something we do in our free time usually, right? So, man, if you have to invest so many hours, then you have to like do all the snapshots and like 5 ways from Sunday, you gotta do this stuff and you abuse this bug and that bug, and it still doesn't do any damage in comparison to the other class that you've been playing before. It just feels bad.
Heal is
people just want to have some fun, man.
Leader, which I also tempered onto my pantaloonies to get that juicy healing up. This is also where we find Prolific Fury. You know, that passive we had on our helmet? You can get this bonus up to 18 ranks or so, granting more than 100% Fury generation. And that, my friends, that is pretty goddamn busted.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
After that, we go...
And it gives you an 18 multiplier. Ugly Bastard Helm is very good for Barb now.
For the weapon mastery skills, where we find some damage, and our Rupture. Rupture always overpowers, meaning we get the damage bonuses that
It's a pretty cool combination for sure. Probably not what I would play if I was min-maxing Whirlwind Barb, but I don't really think there's much to max there. There's a lot to min, but not much to max.
You want. But it also has a massive, lucky hit chance, which in turn means that every time we use it on large packs on enemies, all of our cooldowns will reset via Rage of Harrogath.
You can try this build,
and of course, we also have Warrior's Rupture, which grants huge amounts of attack speed. We then head on over to the Ultimates, where we grab our lovely Wrath of the Berserker, along with Wallop for the damage.
I'd really like to see which tier he's doing. Okay, then he talks about the Paragons, guys. Challenger is the new glyph. Ambidextrous, Exploit, Martial, Rumble, Force of Nature. I'll link the video below. And Titty Twister. But the thing is...
You still here, huh? Fine. Your shouts and Wrath of the Berserker are simple. You press them whenever they are off cooldown. The only things you actually need to care about...
Like, what pit can this actually do? Like, we're in an Infernal Horde Torment 4.
...are Rupture and Ground Stomp. Starting with Rupture, ideally,
ether.
You would use this once every 5 seconds if you want to maximize your damage. But at the same time, you don't want to pull out your Rupture as you're getting your ass handled to you by 1,000 enemies, because then you'll get absolutely destroyed. So use it when you know you won't die,
man,
basically.
This looks rough.
You can also use it on large packs of enemies, preferably
I wish I could believe in it, guys. But like there's no pit here that was even shown
elites unless you want to die LOL. And then you instantly reset your cooldowns.
This is like T4, you know?
Die LOL.
Problem is,
and then
it's almost dying, and the Hellborns are not really dying instantly.
You instantly
like, look at this Hellborn. Like these guys.
Reset your cooldowns. But then again, around 5 seconds between your ruptures is good for maximum damage.
I want to believe, man, but I don't see it.
When it comes to the ground stomps, you can indeed use it whenever it's off cooldown as well, because it deals massive...
See numbers? Hey, wait, what's the numbers?
...damage. It both grants a bunch of fury for the devil...
Yeah, it's like in the thousands. Maybe
aspect.
I don't think he has crits on for some reason.
It spawns an earthquake. But ideally, you want to use it on top of a bunch of enemies, because that's when it also resets the cooldown of Wrath of the Berserker.
I mean, it's a cool build.
And if you do all of these things, then you will be a pro at spinning in no time. That's all I had for this one. Any questions? Drop them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, but this is cool, man, that Para is doing, you know, some of these videos. I'm glad to see some people still on Barb and trying, but like, you know, just the fact that like we don't see what pit tier he's actually running. I don't think this is higher than an 80. Like, judging by the damage he's doing, it's probably not even an 80. I mean, maybe it is an 80. Like, you can like roughly like handle T4, but I don't think besides from that. Let me know if any one of you has played Whirlwind Barb in the comments, and what pit tier have you gone up to. We've seen a video of a Whirlwind Barb in the wild actually clearing, I think it was a pit 100 in like 13 minutes. He was like struggling for 5 minutes against single target, which is still the main problem of the Barb. And the main problem is, you can see it here, when you spin, you spawn less twisters. I tried this. The spawn frequency, like look at like how little twisters are spawned. It went like way down, like way down. Let me see some comments here. But yeah, Para Gaming, man, big kudos like for holding up the torch, dude. Double swing tornado, everything is a tornado. But the memes are really good in this video, man. Really admire your ability to stay focused, man. Like, this guy's great, dude. But yeah, guys, Barbs have it rough this season. We are getting the mid-season update patch here very soon. I hope they... I really hope, man, we're gonna get some cool builds here going very soon. I would much appreciate it. It's like buffs to Whirlwind, spin to win enjoyers here next week, November 12th. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Getting some of those fan favorite builds back. I don't understand why it was even nerfed. Like it's like they nerfed all the core skills. Hoda Barb was fun, they nerfed it. Whirlwind Barb was fun, they nerfed it. Like, you know, like it just keeps happening like that. And I really hope that they're gonna massively buff, either revert the key passive nerfs on the Barbs, or make the core skills great again. Like, give them some juice. Core skills are support skills right now. And yeah, we really need something there. And I'll make sure to give also some feedback, guys. I really would like to see this being fun again, so we can actually have a good time here. I mean, this intro. That's what we want to do, guys. We just want to hold right click. And we want to spin. Like, look at this guy. That's us, man. We wanna spin and win, man. Please make it possible. I'm hoping, guys. We're hopeful. Check out Para Gaming. I'll link it below. Let's go, Barb Nation. Hopefully spinning and winning soon again. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.